Early voting, as you know, it starts this Tuesday for you, October 8th. And I'm really asking everybody, we want to change this country fast, so we're not going to have a country left. So I'm asking you to go out, get out and vote. But before I go on, I have a special person, a very special person. He is a friend, but more importantly, he's a person, a great one in our country, one of the greatest, maybe the greatest. And he was just with me in Pennsylvania. We had a big rally. He got up and spoke about voter registration because he feels like I do. We have to take back our country or we're not going to have a country left. And I will say that it's a real honor to present him to you. You know, we have hundreds of thousands of people on the line, and we see how jammed it is, but I just wanted to interrupt it. And to me, it's an honor to have him, Elon Musk. And he's going to talk a little bit about voting and registration, and he can talk as long as he wants, and I'll be with you as soon as he's finished, and he won't take long, but he's with me, and it's an honor to have him. And he's endorsed us, and he wants us to win, and he says if we don't win, our country's in very big trouble, maybe beyond that. It may be finished. So he's going to speak right now. Elon Musk.
So thank you very much. I think this is the most important election in our lifetime, and I think if President Trump does not win, I think it may very well be the last election. There's so many illegals that will be legalized in the swing states that there won't be swing states anymore, and the value of the independent vote will be eliminated. So if you're an independent voter, your vote won't matter in the future. So that's why it's absolutely critical to register to vote and to call everyone you know and get them to register to vote. If you run into people in the street, get them to register to vote, and then make sure they actually vote. This is the most important election that they will ever experience, and I think if it's the only way to preserve democracy. If the other side wins, they will destroy the First Amendment, freedom of speech. They're going to destroy the Second Amendment, and will be a permanent one-party socialist state, just like California, but even worse than California. Because the one thing that keeps California from being even worse than it is that people can move out of California and still be in America. But what happens if you can't move out of California? What if you can't move out of America? Everywhere will be worse than California. And there won't even be a real election. It'll just be the Democratic Party primary, and we see how those go. They just appoint whoever they want. There's no votes. It's not going to be. It'll be the end of democracy. The only way to preserve democracy is for President Trump to win.
Thank you, Elon, very much. It's an honor to have you. He's one of the great entrepreneurs ever in the history of our country, and he understands it better than maybe anybody. So it's an honor to have you with us. And you go home now, Elon. You don't have to wait for the rest of this call. But what the job you did tonight was he made a speech in Pennsylvania, which was incredible and just stirred up the whole place. And basically he said, get out and register, get out and vote. And I want to thank you very much, Elon, for being with us. I'll talk to you. And thanks for the help in North Carolina, Georgia, and every other state you've been helping in. Nobody's done what he's done. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Elon. So with that, it was a great honor to have Elon with us tonight. It's the first time we've done that on a tele-rally. But we have hundreds of thousands of people on the line, and that was really something special. We will never recover if Kamala gets that position. And nobody calls her Harris because nobody knows who she is as Harris. But Kamala has let 21 million people into our country. She's turning small, rural, and suburban towns across America like Springfield, Ohio. You know all about Springfield. We love Ohio, and Springfield is a disaster where they allowed 32,000 people in from a foreign land that's doing very poorly, and they let them into a 50,000-person place, town, and nobody can even believe it. And everyone wants to be politically correct, and they don't want to say what has to be done. They have to remove them. They have to move them back because our country cannot sustain this. We have many places like Springfield all over the country. They don't want to talk about it. But soon it's going to be too late to talk about it. So we have to do what we have to do, and we have to save our country. Kamala cast the tie-breaking vote for the brutal inflation that everybody suffered and continues to suffer because prices are too high, groceries are too high, everything is too high, and costing the average family $29,000. And now she wants to give you the largest tax hike in the history of our country, $2,600 to $3,000. And she supports abolishing ICE. And you know who ICE is? These are the patriots that love our country. And they take bad people out of our country. That's about the simplest I can say it. She is the leader of Defund the Police movement. Nobody knows that she's much more radical left than Bernie Sanders. Much, much more radical left than Bernie Sanders. Which is ridiculous because our country can't have a person like that, doesn't want a person like that, and never will have a person like that. But she wants to outlaw private health insurance. People have worked hard and they want to have private health. She wants everyone to go on a line and wait 5 months for a doctor. And taxpayer-funded sex changes for illegal aliens in detention, that's okay with her. She wants to have that if they ask. These are people that got caught, they're in detention, and they're allowed to have a taxpayer-funded sex change. It's not even believable I'm saying all of this. She will destroy Medicare and Social Security because so many people are going to be joining. It will not be able to be sustainable. She wants to ban fracking, as you know, and in Pennsylvania she's way down in the polls because of it, and that's what she wants to do. Now she's saying she's changing her mind on that, but they never change their mind. They always go back to the original. Crushing Ohio's economy. She is absolutely crushing the state of Ohio's economy. She's imposed a catastrophic natural gas export ban, which is hurting every state. And frankly, she destroyed California and San Francisco, and she literally destroyed both. San Francisco was the best city possibly in the entire country just a short while ago, and she's literally destroyed it. So on the other hand, to make America great again, we're going to seal the border, stop the invasion, and begin the largest deportation in American history right now. Dwight Eisenhower, a moderate president, but he couldn't stand for people to pour into our country because he understood it will be the end of our country. We're going to end inflation and make America affordable again. Prices are going to come down, which right now they're not coming down at all. We're going to make America the dominant energy producer anywhere in the world. We're going to open up Anwar in Alaska, which was, everybody tried to get it. I was the only one that got it. Bigger than possibly Saudi Arabia, one of the biggest oil finds anywhere in the world. And he closed it as soon as we got it. He closed it as soon as he came back in. We're going to stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. And a lot of that will be based in your state, the great state of Ohio. Large tax cuts for workers, including no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. So remember that. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for seniors. Now, you have to remember, our seniors have been destroyed on fixed income by inflation. That was up, I think, 50 or 60%. They like to say 25, 28. I think if you look at interest rates and all sorts of other things, much, much higher than that. So it has been totally destructive to middle class and totally destructive to our seniors. I will prevent World War III from happening. It's going to happen, or something very bad is going to happen. The Middle East is blowing up. Russia, Ukraine is blowing up. We've never been so close to World War III. I will stop that just as I stopped it for 4 years. And I'll restore peace through strength throughout the world, frankly. We're going to crush the violent crime and support our police, our great police. We're going to give them back their dignity and respect. We're going to strengthen and modernize our military. I created a new military. I rebuilt our entire military, but they've hurt it badly, and of course they've given away a big chunk of it to Afghanistan in the single most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, and cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory and radical gender ideology. We're going to cut the funding, and also we're going to keep men out of women's sports. It's as simple as that. So it's really important that you get out and vote, and while I have you on the phone, you have a great man who's running for the Senate, and he's going to do unbelievable. He's a strong guy, very successful, and he has to win this. His opponent is going around saying like he's my best friend. He's not. I don't know him. But every ad says, I have Trump policies. He does not have Trump policies. He's voted with Biden almost 100% of the time. Bernie Moreno is the guy you want, and he'll be your senator, and you'll be so proud of him. He's going to do a great, great job. So everybody in Ohio, please go out and vote for Bernie Moreno. And, of course, you're going to vote for Donald Trump because we won it big twice, and we're going to even win bigger from what the polls are saying right now. So we love Ohio. We've done well in Ohio. I've helped Ohio a lot, and Ohio's been so good. They have been reciprocal, as we say, but we love it very much, and I'm going to be up there in about a week, and we're going to be campaigning for Bernie Moreno. So whatever you can do for him, but we want to have a plan, get out, early vote, do whatever kind of voting you want, but you have to get out and vote, get friends, and let them vote also if they agree. Just bring them along with you. So thank you very much. I'm sorry to take your time. I'm sorry I was a little late. We had a tremendous rally in Pennsylvania, like unbelievable rally, and in Butler, Pennsylvania, where we had, as you know, the shooting, the horrible shooting, with a wonderful man, Corey, was killed, and 2 people were really badly hurt, and others were hurt too. And we just had a rally the likes of which really nobody's ever seen before. So thank you very much for holding. And I'm going to be in Ohio, and I'm also going to bug you a little bit. I think I'll make another call next week or the week after because we have to make sure you get out and vote. And again, thank you very much. And Carolyn, you'll take over. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you in about 2 weeks. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, President Trump. We're so glad you made it through that rally safely. Everybody was watching, and it was amazing. And Ohio, you can hear it in his voice. He walks backstage, and he calls you right away. That's because he loves Ohio, and he's fighting so hard to win this election. So one last reminder, before we take it over to Sherry, who has some very important poll questions, that early voting begins this Tuesday, October 8th. We're asking you to register to vote, make a plan to vote early.